Hi everyone. This is another list review. This one is for the tournament that I am hosting on the 6th of August. So far we have around 14 participants. It will be a beginner tournament, very casual, and especially for the beginners, there's like the lists are not going to be great. For the veterans that are coming, they're actually being required to provide two lists. One in case they're facing off against a rookie, a beginner, and one in case they are facing off against another veteran. So there will be a divide here where some of the lists from the veterans are very competitive and some of them are very friendly. The concept is then that only the rookies can actually win the tournament. The veterans, if they are playing for anything, they're playing for a pass along trophy that we have in our club. So that is the concept, whereas the rookies will be playing for real prizes. So right. Today I'm going to review two lists sent in for this event, and they are both from Mathias. It is his attempt at a competitive German list and a more friendly German list. Both of them, we can clearly see that Mathias has made them. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get into it. Right. This is the first list, and this is Matthias's competitive list. It's a spin on his Danish national list, and you can see that he has even reused the format that we used for the Danish nationals. It's a 1,000 point, 14 order dice list, and it is based around the same two sets of infantry in both platoons. He has the inexperienced SS second lieutenant with blind obedience with an assault rifle. And he has that in both of his platoons, SS second lieutenant, assault rifle. Then he has an SS pioneer with a flamethrower and Panzerfausts, two Panzerfausts, 5 men with rifles, two Panzerfausts, one flamethrower. It's the same for both platoons again. So this is a unit that can go hunt tanks and split fire while it's hunting the tanks and kill some infantry. Double Panzerfausts, that is a hunter, right? It's 6-man units, so they can be transported in a heavy field car, I think. I think that has a 6-man unit limit. Where's the no, I think it's 6. And Mathias does have a heavy field car with him. We'll get into the transports later, but just so you know that there are transports for these units. The second choice of infantry for each platoon is an SS Lake War squad. Both the pioneers and this SS Lake War are regulars. He has 2 rifles, 1 SMG, 3 assault rifles, and 2 Panzerfausts, and he had bought them Fanatic. This is a unit where he's spending way too many points on the unit. I don't think this is worth it. Just there's too much. What I think he's trying to do here is create something where he can throw it up alongside the pioneers. So the pioneers and the Lake War squad moves up in the same truck and then gets out, and the Lake War absolutely sprays down some infantry, at least delivering a pin, and then the pioneer can like kick off their Panzerfaust into the side of an enemy tank nearby and then finish off the infantry with the flamethrower. I think that is the concept here. And if we look at what he has bought here, we can see he's buying 2 trucks. So he can actually have all his infantry in these 2 trucks if he wants to. These trucks have MMGs and they have a 12-man capacity. So they are designed to grab hold of all his infantry and deliver them where they need to go. He also brings along flak Zwillings. He has one of those in each platoon, except the second platoon he forgot to actually write down what it was. It is a flak Zwilling. 4-shot heavy autocannons. They are beasts. They're really, really good. but they are, of course, fixed. They can't move. So so that is meant to lock down lanes of approach of enemy tanks, especially light tanks. 7 or 8 plus armored vehicles will get killed by a flak zwilling. He's bringing a Kugelblitz, which again has double heavy autocannons. We saw those at the WTC. They were very good. Maybe too expensive, and that is one of the problems that we have here with the German list. The Kugelblitz is a really good tank, but it takes up 205 points. So it is a question of whether those points are spent well enough when you could have bought like the Polizei Daka tank, right? For his second platoon, he is bringing 2 heavy field cars. I'm not sure why these are there, except he can use them as transport if he wants to. If he wants to split up all his infantry, he can actually have an infantry unit with each their own transport. And a Renault Wurfrahmen. The Wurfrahmen is a pretty good tank, and this is a favorite of Mathias's. He brings it in most of his lists. It's an armored vehicle with a multi-rocket launcher on the back of it. So that was his 14 order dice, 2 platoons. What do I think about it? I think it's a bit light on infantry. I think Mathias has spent too much on equipment for regular units, but the pioneers are very, very good. The flak zwillings, both of them on foot, and the Kugelblitz double heavy autocannon, they're really good, very dangerous. And I think with 14 order dice, Mathias is in the right area, the right ballpark of where he wants to be. And I think that the 1 multi-rocket launcher will be useful, because that will mean that the enemy can't bunch up somewhere and hide behind some sort of blocking terrain, because he will maybe be able to get to it, like with the splash effect of those multi-rocket launchers. So that was the first platoon. That was his competitive platoon. Second one, and this is from Easy Army. It's a 13 order dice, 998 points, so a bit lower on the order dice. And again, we will see some of the things that we see Mathias likes in his list. He's bringing the Waffen-SS Second Lieutenant, the cheapest one. Again, he's bringing Storm Pioneers, 2 of those. Only one of them has a flamethrower, and that is because Mathias is conforming to the please don't bring like overpowered lists rule for this event. So he's scaling down and bringing 1 flamethrower. And we'll get to that in a minute, because I'll remember what he's bringing otherwise. But he's bringing a lot of Panzerfaust. Look at these veteran units here. All of them have 3 Panzerfaust, and even if you go down to the regular one here, 3 Panzerfausts. The one thing that I'm doubtful of whether this is a good idea is this late war SS squad. He has bought them regulars with submachine guns and Panzerfausts. This is a huge expenditure on 5 regular infantry guns, which might just die to the first thing that looks at them. But the other veterans are pretty good. They are, again, small units, 5-man units, each of them. Submachine guns in the late war Waffen-SS units, so they can push up and deliver a lot of shots. The last unit of infantry is an inexperienced Osttruppen, Schurkes, with a single Panzerfaust. Now, buying Panzerfaust for Osttruppen is maybe not the best of ideas, but it does have the benefit that that Osttruppen unit will now be dangerous to enemy armor and vehicles. So they will try to keep away. I don't think they should ever fire that Panzerfaust. It's worth way more being just a threat. Then we have the 88 Flak, very good, very competitive. I love it. It's pretty good dual-purpose gun, maybe one of the best in the game. It is kind of expensive though, at 170 points. So there's that. Horse-drawn limber, yes. All German lists should have a horse-drawn limber. It is in the armies of Germany, so you should buy this. It's 8 points. It's the cheapest order dice you can get in the game, so buy it. Armored cars, 250/9. This is the best armored car that Germany can buy, in my view, if you're not going to go all the way up and buy a Puma or something. It has a turret-mounted light autocannon. It's closed top. It has Recce and 7+. It's half-track, so it's very, very good. Although vulnerable, of course, to all kinds of anti-tank weapons. But it is cheap, and that's one of the main benefits, and it's not vulnerable to small arms fire. The Renault, again, see, he likes those. Again, this is pretty good. It teaches the rookies something about multi-rocket launchers. So I like this as a tutorial army to face off against. The rookies will have to spread out a bit more than what some of them may be used to. So that's pretty good. And then 2 half-tracks to finish it off. The half-tracks are too expensive for what they do, but they are pretty good. They're sort of tank 7+, has a pintle-mounted MMG, and they are open-topped. What these are going to do in this army is they're going to be packed full of infantry touting Panzerfausts. So they're going to push that infantry up to where Mathias needs them to go, where the SMGs and the Panzerfausts can be effectful. And that is Mathias's army. Lovely, isn't it? Both of them are pretty good. You can easily see with the second one that he's spending way too many points on his units, and buying 3 Panzerfausts is maybe not optimal. It's just a waste of points at that point. But it is something that can be used. It's not a waste, but it's something where a new player who faces Mathias will need to keep on his toes, and that is what we want. So thank you so much for the armies. We're looking forward to seeing them on the battlefield, Mathias. And that was it. See you in the next video. Cheers.